Continents: Canada, United States, Costa Rica, Brazil, France, Morocco, Botswana, Jordan, India, China, Australia, Philippines. I love to travel. The more places I visit, the more friends I make, and the more things I discover. I'd love to share a journey with you. Grab your ticket. Let's go around the world together. Costa Rica. Buenos dias. That means good day in Spanish. I traveled to Costa Rica to visit my friend Alberto. Costa Rica has 2 seasons, a rainy season and a dry season. March and April are the hottest months of the year. Costa Rica is a small country in Central America with over 4.5 million people. It's famous for its tropical rain forests, active volcanoes, and misty clouds forests. Howler monkeys, iguanas, and sea turtles are just some of the amazing wildlife that live there. Alberto is Tico, a nickname Costa Rica boys and men give themselves. Girls and women are known as ticas. Most ticos and ticas speak Spanish, but some groups still speak indigenous or native languages. Alberto lives on a farm near the city of Alajuela with his dad, brother, and abuela, grandma. There are mountains around Alberto's farm, and cows roam freely in the countryside. His family grows fruits and vegetables that sell at street markets or small shops nearby town. San Jose, the country's capital, is only an hour away by car. My favorite part of the farm was the horse barn, where we played hide and seek. Alberto even showed me how to groom and ride a horse like a real ranch hand. During my stay, I tried Alberto's favorite food, galapinto, which is black beans and rice. It is the country's national dish. It can be eaten with every meal, even breakfast. Alberto took me to visit the town of La Fortuna, home of the famous Arena volcano. It is one of the 10 most active volcanoes in the world. We swam in nearby hot spring. India. India is known for its accent, temples, spicy curries, and the game of cricket. It has over 1 billion people and 16 official languages. Hindi and English are 2 of them. A few hours from capital of New Delhi, you find a famous Taj Mahal, a 300-year-old monument visited by millions of tourists. Namaste. This is a respectful greeting in Hindi. I'm visiting my friend Meena. She lives in Mumbai, India's largest city. India is very hot. People wear light cotton clothing to stay cool. Some parts of the country experience heavy rainstorms called monsoons. Sundarbans National Park in eastern India has the largest mangrove forest in the world. These trees live where the land meets the ocean. The park's tiger reserve is home to over 100 Bengal tigers. Mumbai's busy streets are always packed with people traveling by auto rickshaws, cars, buses, and bicycles. Meena and I went to a Bollywood movie. These Indian films are popular all over the world. I especially love the singing and the dancing. Meena lives in an apartment with her mom, dad, and daddy or grandma. After school, Meena helps her daddy make dinner. Tonight, I helped too. We made a saucy chicken dish called Mur Makhani. Fruits such as bananas and mangoes can grow in India's hot climate. We celebrated Holi, the festival of colors. On the third day of Holi, called Parva, we threw a colorful powder and water at one another. This is how Indians welcome spring. Morocco. The Kingdom of Morocco in North Africa is home to more than 32 million people and many different cultures. Of the many languages spoken here, Arabic and Berber are official languages, and French is also common. Ahlan, hello from Morocco. I am visiting my friend Malak. She speaks Arabic and lives close to Rabat, the capital of Morocco. Morocco has two seasons, a hot, dry season and a rainy season. Heavy rain and snow often fall in the mountains, while it's drier and hotter closer to the coast. Malak lives with her parents, brother, cousins, aunt, uncle, and grandmother. There is always someone to play with and share a meal with. Morocco is close to Europe. Malak's family has friends in Spain, which is only 9 miles, 14 kilometers. We visited the Accent Fortress city of Ait Ben Hadoua. This traditional muck brick city was built entirely of local materials such as modded earth and clay, brick in the foothills of the Atlas Mountains. The Sahara Desert is the largest in the world and covers much of southern Morocco. We went camel trekking through the dunes of Erg, Chebi, and saw a phoenix fox. I love the Moroccan traditional dish of couscous and vegetables cooked in tagine. Malak's family serves it with mint tea. For dessert, I kab al-gazat or galaz horns, pastries filled with honey and almonds. Delicious. It was hot when I arrived. Malak and her family were each wearing a alaba, a long, loose, hooded robe with sleeves. Men and women wear loose, comfortable clothes to keep cool in hot temperatures. Morocco writes using Greece. The country of Greece is divided into 3 regions. The mainland is island and the Peloponnes, a peninsula south of mainland. Over 10 million people live in Greece. Its ancient history, spectacular landscapes, and beautiful beaches attract visitors from all Gisas. Hello from Greece, where I'm visiting my friend Konstantinos. He lives in Fira, a city on the land of Santorini. about 120 miles, 200 kilometers, from Greece mainland. Greece is generally warm with lots of sunshine for most of the year and what? Yeah. No, not over here. Greece's mainland. Greece is generally warm with lots of sunshine for most of the year and some rainfall during the winter. Costa's aunt lives on the Greek island of Crete. Like most of Greece, Crete is known for its olive trees, which grow in the island, valley, and mountains. The olives make flavorful oil that's used all over the world. I saw lots of goats in Greece. People here raise them because goats do well in rocky, mountainous areas with very light grass. Also, since they are smaller than cows, they are much easier to keep. Goats are used for their meat and their milk is used in cheese. We took a high-speed catamaran, a type of boat, to the capital city of Athens. This city is known for its ancient monuments and works of art. Check out the Parthenon. I can't believe something so incredible was built over 2,000 years ago. Konstantinos lives with his mom, dad, sister, and sister's husband. Many children live with their parents even once they're grown-ups. Like many homes here, this house is bright white. At school, Konstantinos is learning to read and write Greek. He showed me how to write some letters from the modern Greek alphabet. This is the alphabet. Greece hosted the first Olympic Games over 2,000 years ago. In ancient times, athletes received olive branch wreaths to wear on their heads instead of medals given out at today's game. Canada. Canada has a population of about 35 million. It's made up of many terrains, mountains, grasslands, lakes, and oceans. When we traveled to the east coast to visit the Maritimes, we saw the Bay of Fundy, a lot ocean bays with the highest tides in the whole world. Hi, I'm Bonjour from Canada. I'm visiting my friend, Cara. She lives in Ottawa, Canada's capital city. Canada is the second largest country in the world, and its climate varies dramatically from coast to coast. Most of Canada is cold and snowy in the winter, but some parts have hot summers. On the weekend, we visit the local farmers market. Canadian farms produce most of the world's flaxseed, canola, legumes, and durum wheat. In Banff, National Park, part of the Rocky Mountains. You can find moose, elk, bears, and even cougars. We had territory for dinner, a traditional French-Canadian meat pie. Ate at home. Kara speaks both English and French with her mom and brother. Aboriginal people were the first inhabitants of the land now known as Canada. Canada still has large Aboriginal population. Every June 21st, celebrations are held to honor First Nations, Inuit, and Métis to celebrate their contribution to Canadian society. Ottawa is famous for its stately Parliament buildings. On the 1st of July, Kara and I joined thousands of others on Parliament's Hill to celebrate Canada's birthday. Brazil. Close to 200 million people live in Brazil, the largest country in South America. It's known for its white, sandy beaches, huge rainforests, and grassland plain called pampas. Hola, greetings from Brazil. I am here visiting my friend Fernanda. Brazil's climate varies from region to region. In the north, the weather stays hot and wet all year round, but the south sometimes has snow in the winter. The Amazon River runs right through Brazil and is one of the longest rivers in the world. While canoeing down the Amazon, we saw blue and yellow macaws, river turtles, and even pink river dolphins. Fernanda and her family speak Portuguese. Her parents are from Brasilia, the capital city of Brazil. Now they live in Sao Paulo, which is the biggest city in the country. As in most of South America, the most popular sport in Brazil is soccer, also known as futebol. I joined Fernanda and her friends in a neighborhood match and could barely keep up with them. We spent some time with Fernanda's avô, or grandfather. He is a farmer and lives in a small rural area raising crops such as soybeans. The beans are sold all over the world. He took us to the local market, or feira, to buy food for dinner. Beans, rice, and meat are food staples in the Brazilian culture. I went to Rio de Janeiro with Fernanda's family for Carnival. This is a big celebration in February that lasts 4 days and 3 nights. We saw parades, music, and dancers in brightly colored costumes. Nearly 66 million people live in France. Most of them speak French, the official language. The Tour de France takes place here. This annual bicycle race is one of the most popular sporting events in the world. Bonjour. In France, I stayed with my friend Leonie. She lives in Paris, the capital city. France's climate is fairly mild and moderate rainfall. It can be warm, cold, or snowy depending on the season and where you are. Leonie's mom was born in a region of France called Normandy. There are many dairy farms there that produce well-known French cheeses like Camembert and Brie. Leon lives with her mom, dad, and sister in a building that was built hundreds of years ago. Paris is an old city with many historic buildings and monuments. Paris is home to Louvre, one of the most visited museums in the world. It houses the Mona Lisa, a famous painting by Leonardo da Vinci. It took us an entire day to only see only half this huge museum. The Eiffel Tower is another famous monument in France. A trip to top meant standing in line for a while, but the view of Paris from above was worth the wait. I traveled train by Leonie and her family to Versailles, which is just outside of Paris. Her mom packed a picnic ham cheese, a popular French bread called a baguette. There are many ways to get around Paris. We mostly rode the Paris Metro, Paris' subway system. Biking is also popular. Leonie rides her bike to school every day. Botswana. Botswana is found in South Central Africa and has a population of over 2 million people. Most of the country is covered by the Kalahari Desert. The people of Botswana are called Botswana. The official languages are English and Setswana. Botswana is a hot, sunny country with Botswana is a hot, sunny country with occasional rain showers during the summer. Dana means Dumela means hello in Setswana. I'm visiting my friend Poloko. He lives in a small village near Gaborone, Botswana capital city. Polko lives with his mom, dad, and sister in a round hut. She showed me the chicken coop in their yard. It's Polko's job to clean the coop and collect the eggs for his family to eat. Polko's cousin is a tour guide at Shobe National Park. He took us all on a safari to see African wildlife, including giraffes, crocodiles, gazelles, hippos, and lions. For lunch, I ate seswa with Polko's family. This is a popular dish in which the meat, often beef, is boiled, pounded, and shredded, and then served with rice or maize. In Njameland, the northwestern Botswana Bay trip, members weave baskets that are sold all over the world as art.
Basket.
People in Botswana use them to store and carry food. On September 30th, we celebrated Botswana Day. There were street parties and parades to commemorate the country's independence from Great Britain. China. More than 1 billion people live in China. This large country has many different landscapes, from desert to ocean to mountains. Dragons are a symbol of good luck in China. Every June, people participate in dragon boat festivals across the country. Because China is so large, weather conditions vary depending on the region. The south has an extremely warm climate, while the northeast hardly has summer at all. Ni hao, greetings. In China, I met up with my friend Zio. He lives in Beijing, the capital city. Beijing is a big, bustling city. We use bicycles to get around. Zio and his family shopped for fish, fruit, and clothes at the market. I bought a red embroidered silk shirt and matching shoes. Market vendors also sell noodles, beans, and toys. Zio speaks Mandarin, Chinese, and is learning to read and write at school using Chinese characters. Zio lives with his mom, dad, and younger sister. He is very close to his family. He's raised with most meals and almost everything with chopsticks. It was tricky to get the hang of them at first. We visited one of the most famous places in the world, the Great Wall of China. The historic wall, built to protect the Chinese Empire from attack, is believed to be over 2,000 years old and is so big that it can be seen from outer space. I celebrated Chinese New Year with Zio's family. They handed out gifts of money in small red envelopes, and we all danced in a traditional dragon costume. Philippines. The Philippines are found in Southeast Asia. The country is made up of more than 7,000 islands, has a population of over 100 million people. It has many tropical rainforests along with hilly mountains and sandy beaches. Most people in the Philippines speak Tagalog and English. The Philippines has a tropical climate, hot, dry summer, and a rainy season in late summer and fall, and cool, dry weathers in the winter months. Kamusta. Hello and welcome to the Philippines. During my visit here, I spent time with my friend Mario Lu. She lives in Manila, the capital city of the Philippines. We traveled all the way to the island of Mindanao, where I hope to see the endangered Philippine eagle. It has large brown feathers on its head and a big black beak. It likes to eat monkeys. On weekends, Marolo likes to go to the ocean. We spent a whole day swimming and fishing. Afterwards, we ate lechon, or roasted pig. It is a Filipino specialty. I thought it was delicious. We walked to Manila Bay, the local port and harbor. Later, we went to Rizal Park with Marlo's family for a picnic. Her mother packed a traditional dish called adobo, stewed chicken and vegetables served with rice. Like Marlo's family, most people in the Philippines live in cities. Marlo and I stopped for food in the outdoor market that is also sold clothes, tools, and toys. Our snow cones were delicious. The Philippines is home to many volcanoes. Mount Mayon is famous for erupting with lava more than 50 times over the last 400 years. Australia. Over 22 million people live in the land down under. Australia is the only country in the world that converts a whole continent. Its countryside, known as the outback, is remote and of grassland. Most people live in cities near the coast. The capital of Australia is Canberra. Australia has 4 seasons, but the weather is generally warm, hot for the most of the year. The deserts in the center of the countries are dry and arid, but parts of Western Australia get heavy rain. Welcome to Australia. I'm staying with my friend Joe in the outback. Joe's family are Aboriginal Australians and have lived on this land for thousands of years. We visited Uluru, a huge red rock that is sacred in Aboriginal culture. A guide walked us around the base of the rock and taught us about Aboriginal legends and traditions. One of the best ways to explore this huge country is to travel on the Indian Pacific, a train journey named after 2 great oceans it joins. The train crosses the whole continent from Perth to Adelaide to Sydney in 4 days and 3 nights. The train crosses the whole continent from Perth to... What? Wait, did I already read that? Oh. Joe took me to see rock art painted by his early ancestors. Aboriginal Australians were once the only people who lived in Australia. Today, the people from all over the world call Australia home. During my visit, I saw lots of koalas and kangaroos. Koalas lived up in the trees, and both animals carry their babies in a pouch. Kangaroos are protected in Australia because they are an important part of the country's ecosystem. Water activities are popular along the coast in Australia. Joe and I swam the Great Barrier Reef, the largest coral reef system in the whole world. United States. The United States of America is the 3rd largest country in the world and is home to over 300 million people. America's landscape includes desert, mountains, greenlands, and ocean. This is the home of Hollywood and a neighbor in Los Angeles. It's the place to go if you want to see a movie star. Redwood National Park in California is home to the old growth forest. Some of the trees here are over 2,000 years old and up to 20 feet, 6 meters around. The weather of this large country varies. The west coast can be mild and rainy, while other parts of the country experience all 4 seasons. Alaska and Hawaii are the only states not connected to the rest of the country. Alaska is next to northern Canada, while Hawaii is a chain of islands in the South Pacific Ocean. Hello and buenos dias. I'm in the United States with my friend Eddie. He lives on a farm in Indiana. This state is part of America's Midwest. The Midwest is nicknamed America's breadbasket because of the dance of crops that grow here. Eddie's grandparents emigrated to the United States from Mexico, so his family eats many traditional Mexican foods like guacamole, a dip made from avocados. Eddie likes to put guacamole on his hamburgers. Eddie's family took me on a road trip all the way to New York City. We toured the American Museum of Natural History and called a baseball game at Yankee Stadium. On the way back from New York, we visited the White House in the capital city, Washington, D.C. The White House is where the President of the United States lives and works. The President's family lives here too. Jordan. The Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan is a country in the Middle East with a population of over 6 million people. Arabic is the official language. Jordan is ruled by a monarchy, which means that the king or queen in charge makes important decisions for the country. Jordan is usually very hot with some rain showers in the western part of the country. Salam. I'm in Jordan visiting my friend Hanin. Hanin's cousin works at the Ozark Wetland Reserve. We saw many unusual birds there, like an avocado, which is long, thin beak. Hanin and her dad lived in the capital city, Amman. The white buildings throughout the city are why Amman is nicknamed the White City. The Dead Sea has more salt than any body of water in the world. Swimming in this water felt more like floating. In the morning, Hanin and I ate thick yogurt called labine. I dipped bread into labine and then into a spice mixture called za'atar. It's so tasty. Hanin's dad took us to visit the Bedouin tribe. The Bedouins live in desert year-round and have adapted to its difficult climate. We had tea with Bedouin's family and in a tent made out of goat hair. I saw a street busker playing a cool instrument called the rabada. It looked like a cross between a guitar and a violin. I went to Hanin's class on a field trip to the Ancient Roman Theater in downtown Amman. Her teacher said the highest seats were the most popular because they thought they were the closest to the gods. I visited some amazing places on my trip. Can you remember? In Canada, where Dakara and I celebrated Canada Day. In the United States, where did Eddie and I catch a baseball game? In Brazil, what famous river did Fedrana and I canoe down? In France, where did Leonie and I find the best view of Paris? In Morocco, Malik and I went camel trekking in what desert? In Costa Rica, what volcano did Alberta and I visit? In the Philippines, where did Maru and I go shopping? In India, what 300 years old monument is visited by millions of tourists every year, including Mina and me? In Jordan, what salty sea Hanin and I float in? In China, what famous place did Sayo and I visit? In Greece, what temple amazed Constantius and me in Athens? In Australia, where did Joe and I go for a swim? In Botswana, what animals did Poco and I see in Kobe National Park? The end. It's a Hot Wheels sign, which is so cool. So these are the cars right over here that I already showed you guys.